speaking up about student rights.
I believe that youth power is so important in Florida, especially in this moment.
At a rally at the Florida Capitol, Caplin News is live. Tragedy on the water.
And I express with my deepest sympathies and condolences.
The latest on the search of a missing girl. And reliving the show.
These boats are so sick.
Of South Florida's backyard. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Jason Ara.
And I'm Stan Bober, and today is Wednesday, February 21st, 2024.
Live from the Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Capitol concerns lead a group of college students from South Florida to bust their way up to Tallahassee. Our Caplin News team traveled to Tallahassee from Florida International University to meet with other students in the state capitol.
Caplin News reporter David Ventura is live this morning in Tallahassee. Good morning, David.
We're currently at the Florida State Capitol, where members of the Florida Student Power Network are currently discussing with the legislators about some of the bills that are being planned out for this 2024 legislative session. Members of the Florida Student Power marched towards the Capitol on Tuesday to show their opposition to some of the bills that are being proposed for this 2024.
My name is Moa. I'm a political science student from the Orlando area.
Moa Dan, a political organizer with Florida Student Power, gave a press conference focusing on the House Bill 465 that will require certain students' information to be reported to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security by public post-secondary educational institutions, and how it is specifically targeting students advocating for Palestinian human rights.
This legislation is directly going against what the people in Palestine are asking for. They're asking for the Western world to speak up. They're asking for us to march, to advocate, and to educate people on what's going on.
Farah Shah, a student from the University of Central Florida who joined the march at the Capitol, shared her opinion on how House Bill 1451 could affect low-income families in the state of Florida.
At the driver's license, the prices to get a driver's license, it ranges, from $15 to $57, $87, an average of $35. That's about 4 hours of minimum wage working. And so when you have 12.7% of Floridians that live below the low income line, you are specifically targeting vulnerable communities, and you're punishing them for something that Florida itself has failed to provide its people.
As the march continued, members of the Florida Student Power Organization headed into the Capitol for a face-to-face meeting with the legislators, followed by a speech by guest speaker Representative Dodie Joseph from Miami-Dade County District 108, and workshops where students had the opportunity to share their thoughts about the agenda.
I believe that youth power is so important in Florida, especially in this moment, and we need to really invest in our youth.
Florida Student Power is an organization that strives to raise a generation of young people around political education who are not afraid to raise their voices. Sparks have ignited the young hearts of the students and speakers after seeing how their efforts can make an impact in their communities. From Tallahassee, this is David Ventura reporting for Caplin News.
Officials this morning are dealing with the aftermath of a disturbing discovery that ended the search for an 11-year-old missing girl. Her body was discovered in Texas, in a Texas river yesterday. As CNN Jen Sullivan reports, an arrest warrant is in place along with a capital murder charge for her suspected killer.
A tragic ending to a search that's rocked the community of Livingston, Texas for nearly a week. The body of 11-year-old Audrey Cunningham was found in a river Tuesday.
My heart aches with this news, and I express with my deepest sympathies and condolences to everyone who knew, who cared for, and loved Audrey.
Cunningham was last seen near her home on February 15th, heading to catch the school bus. But she never made it onto the bus, and she never made it to school. The family's home is near Lake Livingston, which is one of the largest reservoirs in the state. After a days-long search by multiple law enforcement agencies, her body was found in Trinity River after authorities lowered the water level so divers could reach the area. The Trinity runs into the lake.
We will continue to process the evidence that has been gathered to ensure that the justice for Audrey.
The county district attorney is now preparing an arrest warrant for 42-year-old Don Stephen McDougal, who is already in custody on unrelated aggravated assault charges.
At this time, we believe the appropriate arrest warrant is going to be for capital murder in the death of Audrey Cunningham.
The Polk County Sheriff says McDougal is a friend of Audrey Cunningham's father and lives on a trailer on their property. McDougal even aided in the search efforts. The sheriff says they're waiting on information about the cause of Cunningham's death from the medical examiner. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
This morning, parents in the Broward County area are concerned after a measles outbreak in a local school. The Florida Department of Health is helping Manatee Bay Elementary in Weston as they deal with their 6th measles case. In as many days, workers at the school conducted a deep clean over the weekend to avoid the continued spread of the highly contagious and deadly disease.
This year, spring break will cross paths with a major celestial event. Some cities will see a travel boom thanks to April's solar eclipse. CNN's Karen Kaifa reports. Cities like Dallas, Indianapolis, and even Cleveland are in the path of totality, so a boost is to be expected.
Americans are ready for spring and a break.
People are ready to take advantage of school closures and get out of cold climates and go find some warmth.
In addition to sun and fun, Christy Hudson of Expedia says they've found different destinations trending for spring 2024.
Not only are people headed to the kind of typical spring break destinations, but there's also a major event happening during the spring break window.
A total solar eclipse is set to cross North America on April 8th, and U.S. cities within the path of totality like Dallas, Indianapolis, even Cleveland expect a boost during a busy time.
That is the busiest and priciest time to fly during the spring season. You can get better rates by flying at the very beginning of March or the very end of April.
Going.com travel expert Katie Nastro also recommends flexibility since breaks and demand vary.
So say, for example, your children's spring break is end of March, but a city sort of nearby, an airport that you could sort of fly out of, their school schedule is, say, a week or two later. You can actually sort of use that to your advantage.
Nasser also says to look for best fares now.
You want to just make sure you're doing yourself a favor and just circling 21 days out from when you're looking to fly as your absolute book by date.
And price out an itinerary with 2 one-way fares, maybe even on different airlines or to different nearby airports to see if it's cheaper than a round trip. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
A Navy veteran is back home in Florida this morning, and he brought with him a new special companion. Adam Griffin had traveled up to Salt Lake City to pick up a service dog from a nonprofit called Labs for Liberty. For 12 years while he was in the Navy, Adam had worked with bomb-sniffing dogs. He also had a different service dog at the time named Dash, who had sadly passed away back in 2022. He now has a new friend named Apollo.
And I'm just looking forward to what Apollo's going to bring to the table.
It took about 9 months for Apollo to go through the training he needed to start his new life with Adam.
A scramble this morning to apply for U.S. citizenship before costs go up. Federal officials announced yesterday that citizen prices will go up on April 1st. The increase is close to 19%. The cost of getting a green card, the first step to citizenship, is going up as well. Starting in April, the N400 application form will cost $760, with or without fingerprinting.
The Panthers game going against Ottawa into the overtime.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
Getting to know people, showing them the boats. It's been a good time.
As this year's boat show disappears over the horizon, we take a closer look at how it helped the local economy go full throttle. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depressing stuff. That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
With one show just barely over this morning, new plans are already on deck for next year. The boat show, the Discover Boating Miami International Boat Show, has been over for 3 days now, but in its wake, it left a boost for the local economy.
And as Caplin News' Hannah Koskoff reports, this anchors an important position for South Florida in the boating industry.
Last Sunday marked the last day of the 2024 Discovery Boating Miami International Boat Show. The boat show serves as a significant driver for Miami's tourism and economic growth, attracting tens of thousands to explore the latest offerings in the nautical industry. Ronco Bellini, a seasoned attendee of the boat show, offers insights into his reoccurring experience at the event.
These boats are so sick. Plus, they're incredible designs, go super fast, cut the waves. They were really receptive as well, which I think adds to the experience.
Emily Navarro, representing Manitou, underscores the people-centric nature of the boat show.
The interactions for sure, getting to know people, showing them the boats. It's been a good time.
The boat show signifies more than just leisure. With an estimated economic impact surpassing $1.3 billion, the event underscores South Florida's vital role in the boating industry. According to the National Marine Manufacturers Association, Florida reigns as the top state in recreational boating economic impact. This is Hannah Koskoff at the Miami Beach Convention Center with Caplin News.
The Florida Panthers continue their 5-game win streak against the Ottawa Senators. It was a battle of brothers between Matthew Tkachuk and on the Panthers and Brady Tkachuk on the Senators. The game went into overtime with the Senators tying the match and coming back from a 2-point deficit. However, in comeback cat fashion, the Panthers were able to secure a win at home. The final score of the game was Ottawa 2, Panthers 3. The Panthers now hit the road and play the Carolina Hurricanes tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Messi Mania is still here. Prices to see the soccer legend tonight are rising once again. The MLS season kicks off today, and Lionel Messi's Inter Miami will face Salt Lake in Drive Pink Stadium at 8 p.m. Tonight's prices are an average of $185, jumping in prices to about 585% compared to last year's ticket sales. This will be Messi's first full season with the team after joining late last season. You're watching Newsbreak, and we'll be coming right back.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level.
Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak today. I'm Stan Bobrin.
I'm Jason Harrow. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.